Teamwork makes the dream work. It sure is amazing what can be accomplished when nobody cares who gets the credit. Have you ever been on a team? Do you know what it's like to build a team? That's what we're going to talk about tonight on Chavez Live 360, brought to you by Live Masters, where we feel alive by going live. And your journey to video mastery begins right here. If you don't know who I am, been on a live video journey for the last 914 days, and I go live daily with videos to educate and inspire people to step out of their comfort zone and into their confidence, especially with their Facebook live videos and their social media networking. I'm broadcasting to you live from the fabulous city of Las Vegas. If you could be so kind to tell me where in the world you're watching this video live or on the replay, that would be great. I'm going to have a guest here in a little bit. As soon as he comes on, Mr. Trenton Samuel, we're going to talk about teamwork. We've been working really hard on all kinds of different projects, and we can share a little bit of our stories. So let me see if Trenton's here yet. I don't see that he's here. If you're new to my broadcast, let me know. It looks like he just sent me a message. Let him know I'm live. Let's see here. Bear with me for a second. I don't usually send text. I don't usually send Facebook messages while I'm live, but I'm expecting my guest here. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. All right. That's right, Cedric. Together, everybody achieves more. So, no man is an island, right? Nobody has ever accomplished anything of any significance alone. So I'm learning that you don't have to be the smartest person. You just have to be somebody who's not afraid to ask for help. And there he is right there. Let me see if I can bring him into the broadcast. If you guys could invite a few of your friends to the broadcast and let them know that we're live, that would be great. Let's bring Trenton into the broadcast. Many of you guys know who Trenton is. A brief introduction. But while Trenton is... What's going on?
It worked pretty this time.
Yeah, you got on. All right, I see the notifications. I just got a notification that you're live with me, so Facebook's letting people know that Trenton Samuel has joined the Live Master broadcast. And Trenton, we're going to talk about teamwork. You and I are on the same team, and we're building a team. We're building teams, and maybe we haven't been live together for a long time. People have been watching us live individually, so maybe we can update people that don't know who we are, tell our story a little bit. So I'm going to throw this over to you for a couple minutes while I invite some people to the broadcast. Let everybody know who you are, Trenton, that doesn't know who you are.
Wow, man. I'm just extremely humbled and blessed to be a part of the Live Masters community and see what it's becoming. For people who don't know me or know who I am, I'm just a humble guy. Grew up in Los Angeles, California all my life. Come from humble beginnings, single family mother. Father wasn't around, so I grew up, having to be the man in the house a lot. And, for the most part, I didn't learn entrepreneurship. I didn't learn how to be an entrepreneur until I was about 20 years old, So the last 10 years for me have just been it's been crazy, man. And to be in a position, to have partners like this and have teams like this, bro, it's just it's really a dream come true for me. And I'm excited, man, so I'll just kind of fast forward to high school. After high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I was really passionate about social media, not social media, but passionate about people and technology. When I was in high school, sidekicks were still popular. AOL was still popular, Instant Messenger. MySpace was huge, so, with all that going on when I was in high school, I started fixating my mind on, being in technology, but also working with people, because I come from schools and I have a great family, a great support system in my family with my aunts and stuff like that, my mom's sisters. I learned from them, hard work is the key to anything you want to do. My aunts would get up, go to work every single day. My aunts work jobs like registered nurses and, had management positions and for years, and they always taught me go to school, get a good job, or get the job you want by going to school, get a degree, become a nurse or become a doctor, become an engineer. But for me, I just wanted to kind of find my own way. And initially, I thought I was going to be like a high school counselor or a social worker. But with this technology boom, man, over the last like 10 years, I got really, really caught up on technology. I got really, really caught up on serving people, customer service, and then along came Facebook, and along came Twitter, social media as we know it today. And I went to to college. I pretty much made up my mind that marketing was going to be my main focus. Is where I wanted to get my bachelor's, and so pretty much created a way for me to start my own. And it's been a ride, man. It's been a ride up and down, but I love every minute of it. I love the people that I've been able to meet through social media, and happy with my decision to be a full-time entrepreneur, and learn from a lot of people, network, and just kind of create a lifestyle with social media. My lifestyle now today, it revolves around social media, using social media and keeping up with
Let me.
friends, keeping up with business partners. So no, go ahead,
Yeah.
bro.
I was gonna ask you. Now, you used to sell Xerox. You used to sell Xerox, right? Was it Xerox? Right? You used to. That was
Yep.
like one of the. Okay, so they train people that sell Xerox pretty dang good. That's like corporate America right there. And you saw how teams were built in corporate America because you were part of that. Now you're involved with social media. So what do you see? What differences or what differences and or parallels do you see between building teams in corporate America and building teams using social media teams? Because there's a
Uh,
big, I mean, social media teams and corporate teams are totally different.
that's a hell of a question, man. That's a great question. I think like in corporate, so okay, I'll be myself and answer this question. You never know who's watching, but in corporate, right? Like for companies like a Xerox or whatnot, like you know, and I don't know if it's the same. Obviously, I haven't been in corporate America in some years, but back then it was all about managerial, and micromanaging somebody. At least that's what I felt like. That was what really kind of like drove me out of it, was the fact that it's so micromanaging. Like you have someone, basically it's like being in elementary all again. Someone telling you when to go to lunch, when to take your break, when to wear a shirt and tie, when to show your tattoos, when to talk to the C levels upstairs, when to turn left, when to turn right. And that just wasn't for somebody like for me. Like I'm much more an independent thinker. I cherish and value mentors, and I cherish and value um, my I guess you could say my support system. But I'm the type where I have to get out there and try things on my own, and mess up and learn, on my own. And that's really, I think, like something that in corporate America needs to be taught more, is really promoting more entrepreneurship. Because the best employees of any company, if you see like the best employees, and even when I worked in Xerox, the best, like the number one salesperson in Xerox, they ran their business. They ran it like it was a business. You know what I'm saying? So like the best employees in any company, whether it's customer service or HR, or no matter what department you're in. And I know, like, just from working at jobs, like just watching people, like people who are the top employees, they treat their job like it's a business. And, that's the key, man. If you can get lucky enough to find a job that you can actually, treat it like a business. But the difference in building a social team is, it's the complete opposite. You're not in control of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just working right now, and we're pretty much working out of our own sweat equity, out of our own interest and values that we bring to the table. So, we're not there because someone's forcing us to do anything. We're not there because, we're just trying to get one paycheck, or survive paycheck to paycheck. We're doing it passionate because we believe in each other and we truly care for each other. Want to see the person. So, corporate America is all about stepping on the next person, fighting for position. So, I like the teamwork, actually.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good answer. That's a really good answer. Yeah, it's I've been just had normal jobs until I started this entrepreneurial journey a few years ago. Live Masters, building Live Masters brand is my first experience with starting my own company. I mean, now we're involved with another company where that we're involved with our other team, and we have an amazing leader over there that's really helping us out with that business. But I mean, it's people,
Definitely.
it's hard. It's hard. Now the video is really about teamwork. And when I started Live Masters back in December 2017, and I started asking the question the day every day, as people saw me doing my videos, everybody just wanted more of what we were doing, and they wanted something organized. And I didn't know how to provide all of services to people and resources to people and tools until I met you and Michael Scott Hunt, and just you guys were attracted to me. You guys saw my vision. You guys saw my passion with Live Masters, and you believed in it so much that you guys are doing all this to build Live Masters, which is amazing. It truly is.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly amazing because you know, like we developed a bond in chemistry in another company and the whole like doing something else, and it felt like it derailed what we were doing originally, but it really created a lot of synergy amongst the team and the chemistry, and we get to learn each other from doing other things, and then we realized, wow, like we actually have a lot of similarities. We have a lot of things that if we put this together under one brand, this could be viral. This could be huge. This could be transcending on social media, especially because the industry we're in. It's all about meeting people. It's all about attraction marketing, and you have to put yourselves in position to work with teams and show that you're a team person because that's social proof today. If you're the only person doing everything right now today, it's like I don't know if like people know it's just you. You know what I'm saying? So like people are gonna know if you're promising them the world and it's just you, then people are already scratching their heads. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Hmm.
if you have
That's
a
why.
team,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why Live Masters is so powerful, because like when it's just not me doing the video, I do one video and then everybody else comes in and adds a value. If nobody else came in and answered the question today in Live Masters, then there would be no community. So you know, it's just amazing how it's worked out.
I mean, honestly, bro, like there was a period like in my rough days, my real rough days, I guess you could say, when I was in college, like that transition from depending on the family to okay, I'm going to be in the workforce on my own. I always wanted to be a part of a community. Like I even thought about going to USC to study how to build an online community and how to build, communities. Like that was just something that I was sold on. And, you built that. Like you leveraged a community to build a community. And you branded it inside of like the biggest brand and biggest community within that community. So it's just like that's what really caught my attention, with Live Masters. I'm like, wow, this is really a community, like real people, people who are engaged. It's not fake engagement. Everyone's doing live videos, so you get to see them and you actually get to, be in an interactive space. I'm surprised no one came up with this idea before you, man. And
Oh
and I
no,
love
no. Well, no. It
saying,
actually,
like,
this is not original. Well, the concept of what I'm doing is not original. I grabbed the concept from the original Facebook group that I was in. But what I did is I just continued to do it, and I haven't stopped, and it's evolved into something that people look at and say, "Oh, I'm surprised nobody's ever done anything like this." Well, somebody has. I just kind of took the baton and I kept going, and it's evolved into something else that I can't imagine. And back to what we're talking about, like not knowing. I didn't really know how to like build a team or be a part of a team or a culture until we got involved with Euphoria, and we started doing Euphoria. And once I saw, our mentor, how he has his team culture and everything, I got involved in that culture, and it built my belief more in what we're doing with Live Masters. You know.
Oh man, I mean, it's literally we're actually in a blessed position to be a part of for where we can learn from a corporation that's in its beginning infant stages, and we can literally try and do what they're doing just in a different space with social media to help with the attraction marketing side. But literally we're trying to do what Euphoria is doing by showing people, hey, social media is unique to you the same way your health is unique to you. Well, your social media is unique to you, and here's how Live Masters brand is going to help you create that uniqueness about you, right? Like,
Hmm.
it's really kind of like crazy what you're doing here, what you've created, man, because it's truly going to bring out the uniqueness of all of our members community, our Live Masters community, where people don't have to struggle anymore or think about like, why am I not having success on social media? A lot of people think that the success on social media comes down to, numbers and millions of people. And the beauty of what you've created is you've shown that you can build a huge brand without having like millions of people, but you can maximize the thousand that you have or the 500 people that you have. If you nurture those people and people, treat people like team, like family, it's not just a numbers game. You don't always need more. You have exactly what you need right now, and you take care of that. Then your community is going to take care of you, and that's what's happened, man. Like, I mean, how would you speak to that?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the blind mouse finding the cheese eventually, right? And that's because I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. I had no clue. And I think the reason that I'm relatable is just because I'm just an ordinary guy, but I am doing something extraordinary by going live as many days as I've gone. And people that know my story knows, hey, listen, I didn't set out with this plan, this intention to do all this. But as I just because for simply showing up and doing videos, I started attracting the right kind of people, being on the platform, being on Facebook. I don't care what anybody says. I've learned more from Facebook in the last 2 years about myself, okay, me, than my whole life
Right.
with my personal development. And I've attracted people like you. I attracted people like Michael Zappi into my life. I attracted people like all the people of Path Changers and all the people of Life Masters. And it's just awesome. It really is. I could not be any more happier with what's going on. It you know, it sometimes like I've shared too. It takes a community of people around you to believe in you more than you believe in yourself to actually get you to that point. And I've
Well,
just
I'll just say that really quickly, not to cut you off, but that's true. Like, a lot of people don't know about this, know me. A lot of people don't. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I've done so much work in community, like not just online. I'm talking local communities offline. Like, I fell in love. Oh, speaking of community, Sue Keith happens to watch our live, and she was one of my coaches in one of the communities that I had to go and be a part of to learn a lot of things about how to become a better person, about how to care about people and how to interpret better, just how to grow. You know what I'm saying? So like, community isn't just online, it's actually offline too. But the cool thing about it is when the community is real, you can show that community online. It's like offline and online go hand in hand, and community online is the same as community offline. It's not a real community if it's only online, and that's what Live Masters is proving, that it's an online community, but there's countless of moments of us actually interacting offline. And
no,
that's really
yeah, it's high tech, high touch, and that's exactly what Michael Zappi always talks about: high tech, high touch, and that was my vision originally. Once I started doing live masters, people were like asking me, and you don't even Sharita's like, we need to do live masters events. People wanted to see us speak in person because of the authenticity comes through, and every person that I've ever met from that I've actually connected with online, that I met them in person, it's like the most surreal moment. Like if you guys have ever met somebody online in person, let us know in the comments. But it's kind of like if you meet somebody in person, yeah, if you meet somebody in person and they're authentic as they are online as they are in person, it's like, oh, okay, you feel like you've known them forever. And when that authenticity comes through without people even meeting you in person, that makes them want to meet you in person. Like, there's so many people that I want to meet that I've connected with that I still haven't met. And last time we had our convention here, it was amazing. We had Michael Hunt came into town, Jason Brooks came into town, Tracy Rowe came into town, Dennis came into town. We had people from the team coming into town, Lindsay and yeah.
Right here.
Oh, did you get hurt?
No, right here, right here.
What happened? Oh, what'd you do?
Or hit me with the phone.
Okay, I'll be right there. You can sit right there. Just sit right there. The kids. It's still summertime. The kids are up. You stay right here. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, when you're basically what I'm getting at is when you're authentic. You can show up with your authentic, true self online. Man, it's very people. People want to see their kids coming in the middle of a video saying, "Daddy, feel this. I got hit on the head," but whatever. That's real life. That's real talk, right? So
Right.
yeah.
That's true, man. That's what I liked about you, man. You're a family man, and that's how we connected. I remember when you called me up, and I was like, I remember because I will always remember how we first connected. It was because I saw a Mike Chavez online, and then I seen a John Chavez, and that's how you stood out to me over everybody else. I like, does bro have a twin? I'm like, I'm like, this John Chavez sure looks a lot like Mike Chavez. And then I remember in Vegas one night when you had called me up, and you were asking me all the questions about Vegas and if I like it out there, and you were telling me you're going to move out there. I would be honest, bro, I did not believe you. I'm like, he's just using that to start, chat with me and probably sell me something. This was before I really looked into Live Masters and what you were doing. And then when you called me and you're like, listen, I'm actually out here. You're like, I'm like, we're here. I'm like, what? Like, that's when I'm like, okay, you were like in a whole nother light in my head. Like, this dude actually says what he's going to do. And he was like, come meet me. We're at the timeshare, and I have my son for summer break. So I remember taking Logan. And that was crazy because that was a year ago. That was a year ago, but I think we were following each other on social media probably for like at least a year or two before that, before we actually met.
I remember the first time I ever saw you was you actually did a Facebook Live with the Eddie Martin or one of those guys, those guys, Frank Sale. Maybe it was Frank Sale. I don't remember.
Eddie Martin. Eddie Martin invited me down to what's Bradley's company called?
Lightspeed.
Me
Yeah.
down to Lightspeed, and I got a chance to do the interview there. It was pretty cool, man. That was actually wow. That was awesome.
And so, but here's the crazy thing: is Eddie Martin is the one who started the group Break Free Go Live, which was the first group that I started going live in. That was the original video challenge. Eddie Martin started that, and I remember seeing you thinking like, who is this guy? Like, whatever, because you were actually being interviewed there, and because of that interview, that's when I started following you, and we were just kind of like doing our thing, and then here we are.
Right.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I would say 2017. That was like the whole Bitcoin year and just that whole boom that was going on with Bitcoin and networking. Man, the relationships. That's why all this is so key. Just the relationships are real. That's when I got a chance to meet a lot of 10Xers around that time. Met Eddie, met Frank. Just a lot of great people, man. Another guy, yeah, man. Another guys that I met online. So it's just like, the internet is just like, man, it's kind of like everything. I don't want to say like everything, but it's like it's the way we do things nowadays, man. So I'm loving it. I'm just happy that I was born at the time that I was born in, man. Like I was born right before the '90s. So I'm technically an '80s baby, but I'm really a millennial.
Yeah. 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 Well, we have some amazing things going on. I'm not going to keep people too much longer, but if nobody knows about Live Masters, it's our closed community because we were talking about it. I probably should have told you all about it. It's our closed community where we ask a question of the day. They're business development, personal development questions that are designed to help you think and expand your mind, step out of your comfort zone and into your confidence in a video format. I simply ask a question of the day. And you answer that question on video format. And since it's a closed group, there's other people like Trenton, like Kristen, like Faith, like Anastasia, like Jim Weaver, all the other people that are watching this live that will watch your video, support you, and give you some positive feedback on your video. We've had people for the first time ever do a Facebook Live video and have over 100 comments on their video, which is truly amazing. So if you know anybody who's interested in this sort of community that we've been talking about, that Trent and I are building, and everybody else that's in Live Masters, make sure you know we have a livemasterstv.com. I'm sure somebody's dropped it in the comments. That's our blog. That this video will be put on YouTube and will be included in our blog. So if you want to subscribe to that blog, if you can't catch one of the live videos, our Facebook algorithms keeps you away from this content. Make sure you subscribe to our Live Masters TV blog, and you will not miss any of this amazing content that we're bringing to you on a daily basis. So, anything else you want to add, Trenton? I mean, you and I could just talk here all night, but we'll
You know,
definitely
start
come back
talking
with
about
some something
we start
planned.
talking about stuff we're passionate about. I could just rumble and rumble and rumble, but honestly, I'll just say it's truly a blessing and it's truly an honor to be here with the Live Master community, with the Live Master ecosystem we're creating. Just huge shout out to you, bro, for this brand and just what you've created and then us coming together. I feel like this was how and why it was supposed to happen, how it happened with the timing and everything. The timing is really something we should cherish and not complain about. So just really, really excited, man, about the next 6 months here and everybody who's supporting us and, Michael Scott Hunt, who's working with us behind the scenes and, our Euphoria family. Just, we're blessed, man, beyond words. So just want to let everybody know we love them. And if you guys want to chat anytime, hit me up.
All right, awesome. We'll go back to the comments. If you decided to tell your friends about this live broadcast, please let us know in the comments, and we'll give you a shout out. And yeah, Trenton, let's go blow up this comment feed and show all the love to everybody that's been dropping comments this whole time. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with the new question of the day in Live Masters. All right, good night, everybody.
Live Master.